Tim Robbins.
Happy Pride.
Yeah, happy Pride. Now who's this?
That's one of young backwards came out at night because they make up. That's what I think so.
But the makeup will run when it's hot?
That's what I
Well, I'm happy more people are more comfortable with sexuality and gender identity or expression nowadays. Kasi some of the people I know, they're not as open as I am with regards sa topic na to. Personally, I think kasi everyone has the freedom to express themselves and to love other kahit anong gender. True love, connection, and friendship doesn't depend on gender or sexuality. Tao tayong lahat at the only thing we can do talaga is respect each other's choices.
Whenever I hear the words gender and sexuality, the first thing that comes to my mind is men and women. Oftentimes, men is regarded as superior over women. This brought women fighting for equality, as superiority should not be based on gender alone. As part of the LGBT community, we are also fighting for inclusivity and social acceptance. We have rights too, not just men and women.
Gender is to classify male or a female, while sexuality is the way people give their opinion based on issue, like feelings or towards things or opinion towards a certain matter. Actually, sexuality words is really like a very broad topic, but it's in my opinion it's like this. Okay, thank you.
Sexuality is what you are born with. Like sexuality, if you are male or female. I mean, like by nature itself. But when it comes to gender, what you are, what you perceive by your own self. Like if you are a man or a woman or a trans or a gay or a lesbian, that's your gender. Yun ang gender. Yung perception mo sa sarili mo, yung pinagkaiba nila ng sexuality. Sexuality is more on nature, then gender is what you perceive on yourself.
Gender refers of being a man and a woman, while sexuality refers to a well-being, like having a feeling of being a woman, being a man and having an emotion feelings. Like for example, there are those who are a man, but the feeling they have is being a woman. That is why they are called bisexual, heterosexual. The description of a gender is very simple. He is a girl or called it female. He is a boy or male. It is purely refers to its characteristics.
Gender is your identification as a man or a woman. Sexuality, it's all about how you feel about your sexual desires. It is when you like someone to the point that you want to approach them and find them really appealing. All of this is a component of what it's mean to be sexual. LGBTQ for me, it's not a bad thing, but it's not a good option either. In the way they changed themselves and had relationship with the same peer, it was one of the most important decisions they made because they were being criticized in exchange for happiness. So, as long as these people can help others or contribute anything to them, it may be one of their responsibilities to do so.
Gender and sexuality. What do I think whenever I hear the word gender? So gender for me is whether someone is male or female. So it's more of the biological aspects, biological attributes of someone. And then sexuality is more on how a person identifies themselves in terms of their attraction to another person, whether that person is of the same gender or not. What made me think of these definitions, what influenced my thoughts about the difference between gender and sexuality is more of what I know being a science teacher, because I know when we talk of gender, there's only two genders, male and female, and then when we talk of sexuality, it's more of how you identify yourself.
Hi, we were asked to give our comments or opinion about gender and sexuality and what influenced us to define these words the way we define them. So I asked my husband to help me explain our thoughts about these two words. So you want to start with gender?
Gender. I think gender is tied to social, political constructs that isn't rooted into biological of male and female.
So in short, we don't believe in gender. We believe in sex because it explains biology. It explains science. It embraces science, actually. Whereas gender, it's dictated by the feeling of a certain person, which is not scientific. So we don't believe in gender. We believe in sex, which is male and a female.
Sex purpose is for reproduction, for the survival of the species, for the continuation of the species. That's how you populate the planet. That's how I think they say in the Bible, be fruitful and procreate.
Yeah, which is only possible between a man and a...
Between male and female.
Yes. And we have the utmost respect to those people who identify as male or female, but not biologically...
non-traditional.
Yeah, non-traditional male or female, but what we oppose is when the government create laws in order for them to exercise
when it's codified.
Yeah, their feelings and affect the entire society, disregarding the rights of real or biological male and females. So I think we respect them, but if you create laws in order to promote the ideologies of the non-traditional male and female, and that's what we don't like. That's what
I think these are laws of what's so-called equity, where you have equality. Equity is the idea of equality out of outcomes, equality of outcomes.
We have to define sexuality too.
Well, sexuality is about reproduction. I think...
it's an attraction between a biological female and male in order to procreate.
Yeah, it's it's about reproducing oneself.
Yeah, and then, we...
creating legacy, a biological legacy.
Mm-hmm. And what influenced us to believe this way? Because this is science. This is tradition. This is, traditionalism.
What works for a millennia. If if you don't have reproduction, then we wouldn't be here today.
It weakens the society. I think these new ideas about...
It can only work when you have millions of people, but if you had a population of 10 and you're not traditional, you wouldn't survive to the next generation.
Yeah, and the purpose also, when you have said in our discussion a few minutes ago that, you know, these non-traditional male and females are promoted by feminists, and these feminists weaken the society because they destroy the core and foundation of the society, which is family. Yeah, without a father and a mother in a home, that weakens the family, that weakens the society. Okay, I think that's it. This is long, so thank you so much. Bye.
Ako, being an adult or elderly, ang kaisipan ko when it comes to yung word na gender, ang palaging bumabasok sa isip ko, gender, female, male, tomboy, tawag doon, and bakla. So, yun yung kaisipan. Ang sexuality, halos magkapareho naman sila ng meaning. Pero ang sexuality, pag first thought mo, pagdating ng sexuality, parang mas madilim or vague yung term sexuality. Isipan ko, it's a sexual activity. Parang, sexuality. Kasi lang ay, meron na silang girl and boy and they are having an activity, mga bata, kissing. So, pero pag titignan mo dun sa dictionary, parang ano lang naman parang halos magkasabay sila. Same sila ng meaning. So, yun lang naman.
Sexuality refers to people's interest in and attraction to others, expressed and acted upon, and highly influenced by culture, continually constructed and reinforced through social relationships, economic and political power dynamics. Sex refers to physical or physiological differences between males, females, and intersex persons, while gender refers to social or cultural distinctions associated with a given sex. When babies are born, they are assigned as male or female by intersex babies are born with sex characteristics that do not fit the typical definitions for their gender and is regarded by men as something that doesn't exist naturally and that it is just a concept created only by cultural or social norms, which is shaped by the acceptance or non-acceptance in society. However, individuals who identify themselves with a gender different from their biological sex are called transgender, who choose to alter their bodies through medical interventions.
Kaya nga noong makilala kita, alam mo na agad na mayroong himala. Natutuwa kong magtakong at napadalas ang pagsuot ng bestidang pula. Pero di mo naman inasam na ako ay magbagong tuluyan para patunayang walang matigas na tinapay sa mainit na kape ng iyong pagmamahal. Kahit ako'y titibo-tibo, puso ko ay titibok-tibok pa rin sa'yo. Isang halik mo lamang at ako ay tinatablan, at ang aking pagkababae ay nabubuhayan na para bang bulaklak na namumukadkad. Dahil alaga mo sa dilig at katamtamang sikat ng araw-araw mong pag-ibig sa aking buhay nagpapasarap.